What's going down, everybody? Check it out, bro. So we're out here today, man. My nephew's over here. DIY dad's on his way over here with the 04 Hemi Ram. But while we're waiting on him, we're getting into the 2014 Ford F-150 with the 5.0 liter Coyote V8. So we just ran the scan tool. We have a lot of misfires on cylinder 3 and a little bit on cylinder 7. So we're gonna get into troubleshooting and see what we got to get into. I talked to my nephew. He said that they hadn't changed the spark plugs in a good minute, dude. So that could be an issue. But first out of the gate, we had to do the intro. So now that the intro's out of the way, we're gonna jump under the hood and get started. So let's roll. So man, first thing out of the gate, dude, you're gonna take your negative battery terminal off. On this truck, it's a 10 millimeter, so on and so forth. Now, with that, so let me show you the piston lineup we have. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how it is, man. It's 1 through 4, 5 through 8. Now, so with that, this is our number 3 piston, our number 3 cylinder, number 2 cylinder. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull out the number 2 coil and swap it with the number 3 coil, vice versa. See if the misfire follows or if it doesn't. So that's an 8 millimeter. Pull it out. And then these things are in there pretty good. So I'm just getting me a little flat blade here. I'm gonna pull it up a hair. We gotta try to get this thing out of there. Which, like I said, it's been a while. So here's that one. First things first, let me backtrack. We need to unplug it. And unplugging them is the reason why you disconnect your battery. So you get your same little old screwdriver, man. Carefully pop up your lock. I know it don't look very careful. And I'm definitely not trying to break these old clips. So, oh, geez Louise, man. There it is. You hear it pop up. You can see that the little red tab pops up. It normally sets like that right there. You pop it up. Take that camera again, big dog. And then just depress your tab right here. Wiggle it off. Pull it out. The coil actually looks really good, man. Really clean. You can see your end down in there that touches, that clips on and gives your electrode to your plug. So we know that this one here is our number 2 cylinder. We're gonna put it off to the side because we don't want to get them mixed up. We're gonna do the same thing with the number 3 piston here. Come on, lock. Come on, baby. Oh yeah, there it is. Lock pops up. Same thing, depress your tab. First, for me, it was easier to pull my coil out, so let me pull this coil out again. There it goes. And then you can depress your tab. It's easier to get your thumb around it. You can actually hear that clip click. Oh, look at that. Look at that, gentlemen. So upon further inspection, gentlemen, I wiped off that crust. Now you can see where it's eating away right here at this metal casing. So look, this is number 2 right here, and this is number 3, right? This is how it's supposed to look all the way around. So this one has this where the corrosion's eating it up, but then I started wiping it off and look at this. See that boot? So that, I believe, is an issue. Now we're gonna go ahead. I wanted to show y'all the whole run through. So we're gonna go ahead and knock some more of this off, as much as we can get with our fingers. We're gonna slide this bad boy right into number 2 here. Right? Go ahead and get our plug. Now, if you're just checking, when you plug it back in, you don't really have to push your lock tab in unless you just want to. This is gonna be the fun part. We're gonna pop that down in there. Now we gotta get this plug on there. You hear it click, then you're golden. If you don't hear it click, you better try again. So this was the number 2 cylinder going in the number 3 hole. Remember what I told y'all about the way the piston lineup is, 1 through 4, 5 through 8. Push it in until it clicks. Now with these, you're gonna wanna put your bolt in there, right? You wanna make sure it's down all the way. So let me run these 8mm back in there. We're gonna fire the truck back up, turn the misfire counter back on, and see if it moved from 3 to 2. And if it did, then coil's the issue. If it didn't, we're jumping into something else.
I'm just glad.
So man, we're in the truck, dude. We got it fired back up. We hooked everything back up. So we was misfiring on cylinder 3 and 7, right? And then we swapped number 2 and number 3 coils. Now we come over here. So the first one is your accelerator position, and then the second one is your misfire count. You see that your number 2, which is the very bottom right there, is just steadily going up. So when I revved it up, the number 4 and number 8 cylinder misfired 1 time, which I believe that's probably going to be a spark plug, because it's been over 100,000 miles since they changed the spark plugs. Now with the number 2 and the number 3 being swapped, that coil is an issue. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna have to say, so we're gonna go ahead and kill the truck, ain't no need in running it now, is that when the number 3 cylinder was misfiring, it was affecting the number 7 cylinder. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take out that coil, because I'm gonna change the spark plugs on the truck no matter what. So we know that the number 3 / number 2, which is where we just put it, is the problem. Now the spark plugs will help. So with that, we got to go to the auto parts. We got to get some parts. When we get back, we're gonna run through everything, but I did want to show you what I got. So this would be the driver's side, this is the passenger side. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So if you look at them, and you look at them closely here, look at that gap. I mean, they are 8 away, and the bigger the gap, the worse your car's gonna run. And then number 3, where the bad coil was at, look at that one. So you can tell it's been misfiring for a while. So I wanted to show y'all that real quick. I gotta go throw this camera on the charger. We're gonna run to the auto parts. All right, we made it back, gentlemen. So we went with the Autolite Iridium plugs. Iridium, I don't know how you say it, man. It's kind of odd. So anywho, now we went back with the plug. Whoa, losing my balance here. And then, so you always want to check your gap. Now we checked the manual. It's supposed to be from 0.49 to 0.53 is your tolerance for your spark plug gap, which is very important, right? The further away it is, the worse spark you're gonna get. The closer it is, so on and so forth. So we're checking them, and a lot of them are right at 0.45 or 46, right? So here's how you're gonna adjust them real quick. You're gonna be careful, right? And you're gonna barely pry up on that, just barely, right? And then you're gonna slide it over a little bit, and you're gonna barely pull up, right? Because this tab right here will bend easily. Little bit, move it over. You want it, I'm trying to go right there. See, that's 0.049 tight. Now I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera, but that's where I'm running them. So that's what we're gonna go with. Now, the plugs that we pulled out. So we're gonna go ahead and check this, see where we're at. The last one was at 0.07 or 0.74. This one's at, well, let me get it around here. That one's pretty much 0.74 also. So that lets you know these were wore out. Now these are Motorcraft, but Motorcraft were like $15 a piece. So we just went with the Autolites. I've never had any issues. Same setup. We got a coil. We went with the standard. This is the only one that O'Reilly's had in stock, man. Was the standard ignition products. So that's what we're gonna run with that. Now, one more thing I wanna show y'all. So when I was pulling these coils out, you seen me put my screwdriver in here, right? So the safest place to pull these out is put your screwdriver underneath this bolt right here and just kind of pull up gentle and pull up until it pops. Once you pop that seal off right there, it'll come right out. But I did that a little earlier in the video and I didn't explain how to do that or didn't tell y'all what I was doing. So I'm gonna finish gapping the rest of these spark plugs or checking it, and then we're gonna run through it. All right, man, so our last one, dude. So we checked all the gaps on the plugs. We ran them all 0.049 tight on the little gauge. And then if you've noticed, I put my coils back in here when we went to the auto parts to keep anything from falling in there, because we have a lot of pollen out here in the country. And then with that, it was easier for me to plug my coil in before I bolted it down. And then every once in a while, them locks would get hung up, so I'd put a screwdriver. Let me get this camera right. I'd put a screwdriver right there on that tip and just push in a little bit, and it'll pop right down. So let me get this camera set back up. Just hang tight, gentlemen. Wow, we're all over the place, aren't we? There we go. There we go. Get y'all pointed right back down at the engine. There we go. So this is the last one we gotta do. And then another thing, if you've noticed that I check my spark plug every time I pull it out, once I put a spark plug in there, you wanna make sure that that little rubber inside that socket stays in there. I've had it once before, oil got on it and I pulled it out and guess what? It stayed on the spark plug. If it does that, your coil will not sit down on there and bolt down correctly. And then tightening them, that's it, man. I mean, it'll get hot and cold and hot and cold and it'll be good. You don't want it loose, but if you crank it down, when you go to replace it next time, you risk pulling them threads out with it. So I'll show you real quick. This is how I'm doing it. It seems easiest. Hear it click, pop your tab in, and then bolt it down and it's good to go. We're gonna put this bolt in. I'm gonna hook this battery back up. We're gonna get it going. I'm gonna get the scan tool hooked up and set up before we fire the truck up. And then we're gonna see what it does. We're back in business, guys. Truck's hooked up, everything's in. You see the new coil there, number 3. So we did our troubleshooting, and seeing as I knew that it had been over 100,000 miles with the spark plugs, that's kind of why I didn't start with that kind of diagnostic, is that I knew they were bad to begin with. So those was gonna be changed no matter what. But we did go through the process of trying to eliminate if it was a coil or if we had something even more major going on. Luckily for us, it was just a coil. Now, we have the computer hooked up. We got it on the Misfire setting. All we got to do is fire the truck up for the first time and see where we're at. So let's jump inside and get this going. Watch out, Dad. Hang on, Dad. Hang on, buddy.
Camera time.
So we're in. Let me move this seat back. This boy sits real close, man. Now, here's the screen we got. I have to start the truck before we continue. All it states: the Misfire monitoring tool dynamic display data used by the powertrain control module to identify possible cylinder misfire events. Since this information is based on the PCM Misfire monitoring strategy, it's only enabled on certain engine operations and driving conditions. In driving conditions where the Misfire monitor is not enabled, i.e. negative torque, deceleration, the interface may remain stationary until engine conditions or driving conditions permit or the Misfire monitoring to be re-enabled. The feature can be used in factory testing or road testing too. So we're gonna fire the truck up and then we're gonna hit OK. I mean, you can already tell a difference by the way it's running. So here we go. 1, 5, 4, 8, 6, 3. We have none. Go up. Number 7, number 2, none. None. Let's give it a little bit of gas. Listen to that. Look. No misfires, man. So with that, it was the coil pack. We saw that it was ripped. I believe that the condensation, which is going to be very minimum from when the engine gets hot and cools down, and vice versa, all day, every time, that there's a minute amount of condensation in that cylinder or in the spark plug galley, I guess is what I'll call it. So I believe with the arcing and that minute amount of condensation, that's what the corrosion was. With that, it was just sparking all over the place and it wasn't right. So I'm gonna show you one more time while the truck's still running. I mean, we're golden. No more misfire, man. So if you come into a misfire, you can use the same procedures on your Hemi, on your 4.7 liter V8 in the Rams, your 6 cylinders, any car with a coil pack. You can follow these diagnostic steps. So I'm glad we got it figured out. We're good to go. With all that, keep living the dream, doing your thing. Like and subscribe. Always hit your boy with a comment, and we'll catch you on the next one.